This is John Pluta of GeorgiaBees.com in Millsville, Georgia. I was just getting ready to mix up some sugar water to feed a few nukes and thought I'd turn my camera on to show you a few variations of mixing up sugar water for the hobbyist. On the hobbyist version, the quickest way is just to use a 1-gallon milk jug, fill it half full of just warm tap water. It doesn't have to be hot. Then basically, you also want to use the milk jug with the screw on top. And a quick funnel to make is just cut the top off of a 2-liter bottle. Take a 5-pound bag of sugar into your half a gallon of just regular warm tap water. That's going to make a 1-to-1 mixture. That's good for feeding or stimulation in the springtime. Once it's in here with the top on good, just shake it up a little bit, let it settle, and about an hour later, as your sugar absorbs your water, just give it a few more good shakes, and then you can fill your whatever type of feeders you're using. What I'm fixing to do is to do a 5-gallon bucket version. I'm fixing to do a 1-to-1. I'm just feeding nukes, and I just use regular water. The trick I do is my basement honey house dehumidifier uses about 2.5 gallons of water. So I just recycle my water. And the good old paint stick from Lowe's or Home Depot for the 5-gallon buckets works really well. Into the 2.5 gallons of water, I'm doing a 25-pound bag of sugar, or 5 individual bags of 5-pound bags, depending on whatever is on sale. On either one, on the bags, I gently beat them on the floor just to break up any chunks, so you don't have any problems on mixing later. And then just basically stirring it up a little bit. When you first mix it, the water is going to be cloudy. And so basically what I do is just stir it for about a minute or a minute and a half. And then just proceed to do some other work for a little while. And come back later and give it one big old stir. I use hog top feeders with bottles, and so in the springtime or around here I use the smaller bottles. In the fall I use the larger bottles. The way I fill my bottles is through a bucket with a valve. I don't mix my sugar water in the bucket with a valve. The sugar has a tendency to clog up my filter. So I mix it in a regular bucket and then pour it into my filling bucket and then just fill from there. Sometimes in the wintertime I'll also add salt to my sugar waters, and that helps me to keep it from hardening up or freezing in the wintertime. I also do a small mixture of corn syrup occasionally. I'm trying to get away from corn syrup feeding. The other way you can do it is to fill your quart bottles, your quart jars for your Boardman entrance feeders. Or what I can do is take this with me on my out yards when I'm using large outdoor feeders. Hopefully this will give you some information when you need to feed your bees. Don't let them starve to death. Visit GeorgiaBees.com for my commercial.